Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Derek Branch here of Memphis Wire on Strike 7 Sports. And today, I'm here to recap today's game between the Memphis Tigers and the SMU Mustangs. The game is a rematch from what occurred a few months ago when Javon Quinlan nailed that three-point shot to give the Memphis Tigers the win over SMU. And this matchup is entirely, it went the Mustangs' way, as now they split it up 1-1, and I don't know what's going on with the team, man. I don't know what's going on with this team. Overall, to me, there seemed to be an internal issue within the players on the team, because they've clearly checked out on Penny Hardaway, regardless of how you put it. They have checked out on this guy. He's putting out guidance on how to be successful, how to, play as a team on the court, and it's not translating on the court. It's not translating on the production. In regards to the production, it's just not. I don't care how you put it. You know what I'm saying? And I've never seen this before, as I stated in the previous video. I have never seen this before, where a team gets into the top 10, goes on a 10-game winning streak, and have a fall from grace. A fall from grace like this. I've seen teams in the past, get ranked in the top 10, lose that ranking, and hover around the top 25 or be out of the top 25, but they still make the NCAA tournament. This team is completely out of the bubble, out of the picture right now. And they had like two scenarios to where they can make a good impression and get back into the good graces of the selection committee, and that was by winning out these final 6 games or winning the AAC tournament. Now you lose this game, winning out is no longer really an option for you. So now your last shot is to run the table. And I wouldn't be surprised if they lose all these games. The remaining, you got 5 games left? I wouldn't be surprised if you lose all these games. If they lose all these games. Because what's troublesome about this is that they haven't even played FAU yet. They haven't played them yet. You play Charlotte this Wednesday. They won the day. FAU won the day. Not FAU didn't win the day. South Florida won, the team that Memphis blew a 20-point lead to. It looks like everybody is getting better besides Memphis. Everybody. And today's game, it was the starting 5 was different once again. He went back to the starting 5 that was successful before the 4-game losing streak started to occur, and that's with Malco, David Jones, Nick Jordan, Jaquan Walton, and Javon Quinlan. 2 out of the 5 players didn't have no points, and that's Nicholas Jordan and Jaquan Walton. And he did a quick rotation. He did a quick sub out after that. Got some different players in there, and SMU just boat raced them. They just boat raced them today. I think SMU put up over 100 points in this game. 100 points in this game. Malco had 7 points. David Jones had 33 points, 10 rebounds. Nicholas Jordan, 0 points. Jaquan Walton, 0 points. Javon Quinlan only 9 points, 3 rebounds. We got 17 points off the bench from Naquan Tomlin. Jonathan Pierre had 6 points. SMU players, their starting 5, everybody was had over, I would say around 10 to 15, 18 points from that group. Herculean effort from that starting 5. Got 26 points from Keon Ambrose coming off the bench. And I've said this in the past, when your starting 5 can produce like that, and then you have somebody that can come off the bench and give you some extra, out productivity, you're going to win a lot of games, especially in college basketball. It's just that simple. And there's a lot of theories out there on why this is occurring. One theory out there is that when they bought in Naquan Tomlin, the midseason transfer acquisition, that transaction, that disrupted the chemistry. They didn't want him. They really didn't want him there. That's one theory. Second theory out there is that he brought back Jordan Brown. The players, they felt as though some people feel as though that the players mentally had moved on from Jordan Brown, felt as though he quit on the team. Penny Hardaway went out of his way to bring him back, and that kind of pissed people off as well. Players off. That's allegedly what I heard. Third one is that Caleb Mills gone for the season. They miss his leadership. They miss his sacrifices. They miss what he brought to the table defensively. A player that can get points coming off the bench. A player that played, even though he came off the bench, he played starter minutes. And that's true to a certain extent. But I think it's just something else. I think it's bigger than that, man. I think it's bigger than that, because you don't pay these guys that type of money and they just check out on you like that. They just don't. It just don't happen like that in college basketball, because other programs are utilizing NIL and gotten their players to buy in, and they're not having nowhere near the issues that Memphis is having. So somewhere along the way, something got tripped up. I don't know what it is. Something got tripped up along the way where these players are no longer listening to Penny Hardaway, because he's putting out all the guidance, all the information on what this team needs to do, what these players need to do to put themselves in a position to be successful, and they're not following through on it. Something is going on. And another thing, all these Memphis fans need to stop being in denial. I had somebody that posted me, told me that they're losing to an NIT team. SMU is not an NIT team. UAB is not an NIT team. Tulane might be one, but South Florida is not one. These are teams these are your opponents that you're losing to. They might get in the tournament over you. They're beating Memphis at their own game. They're exposing Memphis on these flaws. The team is not together, and their opponents are taking advantage of that. Like case in point today. And just whatever Memphis tried to do to get back in the game, SMU just came right back down and threw another jab. Throw a couple jabs. Alley hoops. They just swarmed on Memphis, man. Despite what David Jones was doing, they just swarmed on Memphis, bro, defensively, man. So I'm not gonna say it's those theories that I mentioned as to why this team is falling off. It's something bigger than that. It's something much bigger than that. I don't see why. I don't know why. I don't see how bringing back Jordan Brown is going to disrupt the chemistry. Because based on what I saw Jordan Brown's wasn't really contributing like that to even have that type of impact. So I don't see how that would hinder the players' production. I don't. Naquan Tomlin is not a bad player. So why would they be upset about having more help? To me, I think this is a lesson learned for Penny Hardaway, to be honest. And you can take it how you want to. It is what it is. But having the funds for NIL is one thing. That's great that you can raise money to pay the players and all that. But to get these players to buy into the vision, make certain sacrifices for the betterment of the team is another. And I think that's where things are starting to get tripped up at for Penny Hardaway. He needed at least three versions of Caleb Mills on that team, man. Somebody gotta make the sacrifices, man. Somebody gotta defend, bro. Everybody can't be ball dominant players, man, and scorers. Because Memphis under Penny Hardaway was known as a really efficient defensive team. They're not even nowhere near that status anymore. They gave up over 100 points in this game. Let that resonate. So it has to be bigger than that, man. Something is going on internally in this team to where they are no longer focused. This team had just won 10 straight games, beat ranked opponents, got in the top 25, move up the rankings every week, got into the top 10, blew a 20-point lead to South Florida, and from that point forward, just been on a steady decline. Something had to happen, man. And I don't think it's based on those theories that everybody mentioning. Because after they lost Caleb Mills, they won 4 more games. If players are no longer buying into the vision on how to be successful, that's bigger than losing Caleb Mills, man. So that's something that's gonna have to be figured out going down the stretch, man. And I'm pretty sure that we're gonna hear everything. Everything's gonna come out at the end of the season. So we'll see how it play out, man. But tough loss for Memphis today. They're now on another losing streak. They've lost to North Texas. Now they lose to SMU. They're on a 2-game losing streak. They return back to action this Wednesday against Charlotte, another new member of the AAC, and we'll see how that one play out. But the Tigers took another huge step back towards getting to the NCAA, qualifying for the NCAA tournament. They now have to pretty much win everything, win the conference tournament to have a chance, because regular season stuff is going out the window. So we'll see how it play out. All right, so that's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. What are your thoughts on today's game? What are your thoughts on how things are playing out for Memphis basketball? Also, check out strike7sports.com/the Memphis Tigers. Latest content, the Memphis Tigers football and basketball programs. Have a blessed day. Peace. I'm out.